Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Connect offseason trade, Indiana Pacers? Los Angeles Lakers rookie Dalton Knecht has had a strange rookie season, and it's far from over. The good news is Knecht has been making significant strides in recent games, providing a spark for a suddenly struggling team. On Friday night against the Denver Nuggets, Knecht delivered an impressive 32-point performance, stepping up in the absence of stars LeBron James and Luka Doncic. In his 37 minutes, Knecht made 13 of 27 from the field and 5 of 13 from beyond the arc, keeping the Lakers within shouting distance of the Nuggets. Though, it wasn't enough to prevent the Lakers from suffering their fourth straight defeat. Don't blame Dalton for the loss. Over the past 5 games, 2 starts, Knecht has averaged 16.2 points, 4.0 rebounds, and 1.4 assists per game, while shooting 50% from the floor and 38.9% from distance. That's a noticeable step up from his season numbers of 9.6 points, 3.0 rebounds, and 0.9 assists per game, with a field goal percentage of 46.8%. Knecht's rescinded trade. This surge in performance comes after a tumultuous period earlier in the season when Knecht was nearly traded to the Charlotte Hornets. The deal fell through due to a failed physical by Hornets center Mark Williams, leading to Knecht's return to the Lakers. Reflecting on the experience, Knecht described it at the time as surreal, stating it felt like a movie. Despite the uncertainty, Dalton Knecht has maintained his professionalism and focus. Head coach J.J. Redick expressed confidence in Knecht's future with the team, highlighting his resilience and potential. "I think his toughness and fight have improved throughout the year," Redick said before last week's loss to the Nets. "He is going to have a long NBA career. He has got a bright future with us." Trade speculations resurface. Despite that vote of confidence, Knecht's name continues to surface in trade discussions. The Lakers front office, led by general manager Rob Pelinka, is reportedly considering various scenarios to find players to complement their superstar duo of James and Doncic, especially in the frontcourt. Alex Kirschenbaum reports that Knecht's potential and recent performances make him a valuable asset in these discussions. Potential suitors, Indiana Pacers. One team that has emerged as a potential trade partner is the Indiana Pacers. Sporting News reports that the Lakers may pursue a deal involving Knecht to acquire guard Ben Mathurin. Now in his 3rd season, Mathurin is a proven scorer with a career scoring average of 15.8 points per game. This season, he's shooting a career-best 46.8% from the floor and 36.1% from beyond the three-point arc. His contract with the Pacers has a team option for next season at $9.18 million. The Lakers would potentially offer a package consisting of Knecht and forward Jared Vanderbilt to provide the Pacers with a promising offensive prospect and skilled perimeter defender in return. Knecht's professionalism amid uncertainty. Knecht's journey this season reflects the business dynamics of the current NBA. Whatever the Lakers' decision, it will significantly impact both his career trajectory and the team's pursuit of another championship. His recent performances have highlighted his potential as a rising star in the NBA. However, the Lakers have to be all in for LeBron and Luka, putting a lower ceiling on how patient they can be with Knecht or anyone else on their roster. J.J. Redick showered his team with praise for phenomenal approach. Performance versus Phoenix. The Lakers returning home from their brutal road trip was met with a collective sigh of relief. The week of games away from LA originally looked like a test for a side that was gelling after the Luka Doncic trade. However, injuries immediately derailed the trip to the point that the Lakers were left with a patchwork squad in Friday's loss to the Nuggets. Sunday was seen as a reset of sorts. But, as is often the case in returning from road trips, teams can relax a bit too much. They often become a fairly predictable trap game. All that perspective is needed to add context to just how impressive the Lakers' performance was on Sunday. Not only did they avoid the trap game, they came out the aggressor, setting the tone against the Suns from the opening tip and earning a win. Diana Taurasi met her match in Skylar Diggins-Smith, so they had to beef after the game. Head coach J.J. Redick could not hold back, showering his side with praise for their approach to the win. It is very abnormal for a team to come back from an East Coast trip and that next game, Redick said, a day after the trip, come out with more energy than the other team and play harder than the other team. On top of that, we had a back-to-back and we lost a crushing game on Friday night. Our locker room, it was dispiriting to lose that game. It was disheartening, and for our guys to come back with an early start and be the harder playing team from the beginning, that, to me, says everything about our group. On top of that, this was such a different game than anything we've played recently, and it was particularly like polar opposites of the Denver game in terms of game plan, in terms of what we were trying to get offensively. It was just two very different games, and they were able to execute in Denver. They were able to execute tonight. Again, just the transition from one thing to the next, coming off 4 losses, our group was phenomenal. It's a point that's been made previously this season, but it's so nice to see the Lakers be the team with this type of approach this season compared to years prior. How many times over the last 3 or 4 years did the team come out flat in a game, credit the other team for playing harder because they're playing the Lakers, and then move on? Too many to count. It's a testament to Redick and his coaching staff that this team doesn't have that approach to any game. It's also a byproduct of having players like Gabe Vincent, Jordan Goodwin, Jared Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Trey Jemison. Those archetypes of players come into every game and play hard, if nothing else. Effort can cover up for mistakes, and it's also something that can be controlled at all times. This Lakers team brings a high level of energy night in and night out. Execution might come and go, but it's rare when they have a low energy or effort night. Devin Booker on the most frustrating aspect of Suns' loss to Lakers. Devin Booker spoke to reporters after the Phoenix Suns' 107-96 loss to the Los Angeles Lakers. The frustrated former All-Star couldn't help but lament the way the Suns would show flashes of their potential in games but never execute their game plan to the fullest. Another loss for the Suns where they looked like they could turn things around, only to fall short at the final hurdle. We've had some terrible starts, and it's frustrating. We showed we can do the right thing sometimes, and then, sometimes we don't. We're good when we're making shots. In spots, we show we can do it. That's what makes it even more frustrating. We have a game like last game, and then we come in and miss a few shots, and that affects our defense. Booker had an inefficient game against the Lakers, putting up 19 points, 6-17 FG, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, and 1 steal. It was not the level of output we have become used to from Booker, who, on his day, can be one of the most dangerous offensive players in the entire NBA. This loss just adds to the misery the Suns have experienced this season. They currently sit 11th in the Western Conference with a 31-37 record. As things stand, they look unlikely to make the play-in tournament. However, given the Mavericks' injury crisis, the Suns could take advantage of their plummeting form and secure the 10th seed by the end of the season, but they must figure things out soon enough. There has been a lot of talk about the future of the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant is expected to be traded this offseason, as their Big Three experiment with Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal has failed. However, when Suns owner Matt Ishbia was asked about potentially trading Booker, he shut that down instantly, claiming that Booker was the centerpiece of their franchise. Suns HC addresses Booker's quiet second half. Devin Booker didn't help matters in the second half, taking just 2 shots throughout the period of what was a must-win game for the Suns. However, after the game, Suns head coach Mike Budenholzer gave him a pass, noting that the player has been more focused on playmaking for the team and getting things going offensively for the entire squad rather than just himself. I think he's been playmaking. Friday night, 13 assists, and again tonight, 11 assists. I feel like he's getting to some spots and creating some great looks for us. Offensively, I think we've got to look at tonight and see where we can be better, but I would actually say Book's playmaking and ability to get to spots and spray it out. Without having watched the film, I'm actually very happy with the way he passed, the way he played. I don't think it's necessarily about his shot attempts. He's generating good offense a lot of possessions. Booker made 10 of his 11 assists during the second half, which just goes to show how much he prioritized getting his teammates open looks rather than himself. While he is not a traditional point guard, the former Kentucky alum is starting to become an adept passer and playmaker, which will benefit the Suns in the long run. A writer with more than 2 years of experience covering the NBA, Aditya Krishnamurti reports on the world's most famous basketball teams and figures in an interesting and insightful way while priding himself on letting his sense of humor shine when it comes to discussing the best and brightest of the NBA. Are you a fan? What do you think of Devin Booker's statement about Joe Flacco? Leave your opinion in the comments.